Chia Chow Yu, you want to record, right? Tai Yu Pin, can you hear me? Tai Yu Pin, can you hear me? Tai Yu Pin, can you hear me? Right. What do you mean when you say I didn't give you enough time to do your tutorial? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Right? You say your hotspot also got trouble. Okay. My time, not enough to do. And you're saying I'm discriminating against you? My time is not enough to do, right? Although I give enough time for other students. What do you mean by that? Do you mean to say that I give other students more time and I didn't give you enough time? Tai Yu Pin, can you respond? What do you mean by that? Tai Yu Pin, can you respond? Tai Yu Pin. Jesus Christ. Tai Yu Pin. Bloody. You mean other students can do it in the time you give them, but you cannot? Why? Well, I uh, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know why you can't do it. If you keep doing it like that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever personal problem you have, but if you keep doing it like that, I'm sure you will fail. All right. It's really up to you to make the necessary adjustments. If you have any problem, you can talk to me. All right. If any problem, just talk to me. I can try to help you. Right. But don't just you know ignore the questions. Ignore doing it. Right. If any problem, you let me know. right? So we go back to the case, right? All right, so we know the case. I've talked about answer, but I haven't given you the answer. So basically, same thing. Okay, you start off, just talking about what the standard is about, right? So both of them, right, receive this material information, right? You got to, all right. So this is basically action, right? I mean, yeah, they receive it, about the bank stock from the placement agent as part of the offering process, right? Right. So basically, now, yeah, it was Henry who directed Peter, right? So just because Henry directed Peter doesn't mean he's exempted from the requirement to abide by the standards, right? Okay. So basically, he's using this material non-public information to make a profit. That's a key issue. You must write it down. You must point it out, right? So yeah, he should have refused, right? All right, and should also have advised Henry the actions he was being asked to take is actually unethical and illegal in contravention of standard 2A. All right, you can add on, you can add on. Right, so now the short sales were indeed made. So action was taken. And, as pointed out in the passage, right, they earn whatever figure. All right, so then you conclude. All right, action was taken, right? And the action was based on material non-public information. So that means the trade was improper, right? And that means you're in violation of 2A. That's it. You have to have a certain structure, as I said, right? So basically, you start off talking about the standard, right? About the essence of the standard to set the stage for your discussion. So here you talk about the action and implication, and then your conclusion. Last part. All right, you can see the flow. Any question? Any question? Right, so this case, right, so this case, right, Colin is living with Wendy, right, his fiance. All right, so now here, this first point here is that Wendy has already cautioned Colin about, that her work involved confidential information, right? Because Wendy is an investment banker, right? And has already done the, at least she has also done her part, right? In a way, advise him not to divulge whatever he may pick up. All right. Okay, so during the holiday, right, Colin overheard, you know, this acquisition deal, right? So this acquisition deal is material information, right? You need to point it out, right? And then he overheard, right? Then he decided to buy. So he acted on it, right? So he bought the derivative, not the stock. But still, whether you buy the derivative or the stock, it doesn't matter. You are still acting on it, right? So the intention is to make a profit. right? And yeah, it was saying, both the derivative and the stock did not come under the restricted list, but that doesn't matter. And here it says Colin was not yet married to Wendy. It doesn't matter because they are living in close proximity. They are almost like husband and wife. All right. So he actually went ahead with the purchase. Right. Now here enacted a loss. It doesn't matter. He acted on it. The intention was to profit. Okay. So all right. So this is the case. Now, now here Colin, right, overheard. Actually, he maybe this was accidental, right? So whether intentional or accidental, he still came across this material non-public information and he acted on it, right? Yeah, warn him not to divulge, right? Okay, advise him not to divulge, but instead he acted on it, right? So if you divulge and the other person acted on it, you're violating 2A, but he himself decided to buy. Okay, so that means he's still in violation. Now, this is my sample answer. All right, so basically, you state the essence of the standard to set the stage. Right, so we talk about what happened. So basically, Colin unwittingly overheard, right? So unwittingly, accidentally, right? This is probably not intentional, but then again, he was clearly in possession of material non-public information, right? And then despite being forewarned by Wendy about not divulging, right? Not divulging whatever he may have picked up, right? So this is basically what happened. Are you with me? Right. Yeah, not divulging. Yeah, so he may not have divulged, all right? But he is considered to have acted on it, because he bought the derivative, right? So whether you buy the derivative or the target stock, it doesn't matter, right? So whether both the derivative and the stock did not come under the restricted list, doesn't matter. So here, basically, I still can add on, whether he bought the stock or the derivative doesn't matter. He still acted on it with the intention of making a profit, right? So the next point, whether the derivative or the stock is under the restricted list, it doesn't matter. And whether Colin was married or, is still immaterial or irrelevant. The fact that he has acted on it, he has acted on the material non-public information. That is the key issue. Right. And then, right, even though the transaction did not yield a profit, it did not yield a profit, right? Although did not yield a profit. So the loss is irrelevant, right? Why? Because his intention is clear, right? He wanted to profit from the transaction and he acted on it, right? So he has violated 2A, right? So now you see what I've done? Okay, so basically you talk about the standard, right? Essence of a standard to set the stage. Then you talk about what happened. This is what happened. The actions and the implication. You can see the flow, right? And then I conclude. All right, so this is how you should be writing. Any question? Right, so who wants their answers to be reviewed? Well, maybe try Lim Zin Yi. Is it okay, Lim Zin Yi? Lim Zin Yi, you there? Okay, good. It will benefit you. Now let's look at case 3. Now next time, try not to write in red ink, please. Lim Zin Yi. All right. Right. So the information regarding the acquisition deal, right? So as I said, yeah, I mean the structure is not that good. As I said, you must start off with I've already told the class, right? To start off with talking about the essence of the standard, right? Right. So don't do any analysis first, right? Talk about the case first, right? In fact, this paragraph should be first, right? Colin, right? Actually, Colin, all right, Colin has knowledge about what he overhear the equity deal, which when he was working on, isn't it? Uh, okay, still a little bit too brief. But your English, the structure of your sentence is still not correct. Right. So basically, you should write like that, right? Colin overheard the acquisition deal capital. So what was your name again? Lim Sin Yi, right? Lim Sin Yi. Right. So this is my sentence. Right. You can see the difference. Right. You should write like that. Colin overheard the acquisition deal which Wendy was working on. Right. This information about the acquisition deal is considered material and non-public. Right. So this is to improve on your writing. Okay, you got it? Right. So basically, your sentence here, the whole structure is actually wrong. So I hope you can learn from this, right? This is just an example of your writing. So after that, Colin, right? Now, I'll just show you another one. Thereafter, Colin acted on this information, right? When he bought, because it's past tense. Small quantities of the derivatives of the target stock instead of the stock of the company. So here, then you can add on, right? Whether he bought the derivative, right? Or the underlying stock. It's immaterial. Right? Sorry. Right? So even though Colin lost money, from the transaction, he has violated. Now, this is a proper noun, standard 2A, right? So here you must use a conjunction because this word because is a conjunction. You don't start a sentence with a conjunction, right? So because, right, he acted on this, something like that. Are you with me? Are you with me? Lim Zin Yi. This loss is a noun. This is a verb. Right? He lost money is not based on this. He lost money from the transaction. Right? He violated because, right? Conjunction, because he acted. That's a key issue. Are you with me? Lim Zin Yi. So I hope you will improve on your writing. Right? I hope you will improve on your writing. Now, who else want their answers to be looked at? Who is this? I forgot who this is. Whose answer is this? Hui Shen. Right, Hui Shen. I'll look at your case tree. Right, this is what you write, right? Okay. This part here is not important. You shouldn't bring it in. Moreover, you see the way you write, right? Very weird. Colin has a relationship with his fiancée Wendy's work. Ugh. You know what you're saying? You're saying Colin has a relationship with Wendy's work, not a relationship with Wendy. Right? So Colin's fiancée, right? All right, if you want to talk about this point, all right, it's not important. Right? Material, right? No S, right? Material, no S, because no S because it's plural and singular also, right? Material, no S. Colin's fiance, right, is Wendy, right, who has warned him not to disclose uh, information. You know, I mean, confidential information. Okay. Right. Now, accidental. All right. It's best to use unwittingly. That's the difference between, I know what you're trying to say. Uh, Actually, it's not learning about it. You know, there's a real difference about hearing it, heard about the stock, right? Okay. right? So here you can see the difference, right? ALTHOUGH. Although the deal turned out to be a loss, okay, fine, right? Colin's behavior, better use word action, violated, right? Now this is a proper noun, so capital letter. Right, so you want to be, so you don't have to talk about Wendy, right? So you look at this sentence, right? You see, Colin's fiance has warned him. So, you're wasting your time. Colin's fiance has warned him not to disclose information which she may be working on. See, I cut out two words. So just now, this word, right? So this is redundant, right? I go by Colin's fiance has warned him, like that. Colin unwittingly, right? Not accidentally, because there's a subtle difference between accidentally and unwittingly, right? He doesn't want to know about it, but he just happened to know about it, right? Heard, past tense, right? Right. So conjunction here, and decided to buy the derivative, right? So Lo Huishen, is that clear? Any question, Lo Huishen? Okay. Now, who else want the answers to be looked at? Tan Si Jian. Is it okay, Tan Si Jian? Tan Si Jian. Tan Si Jian, you there? Tan Si Jian. Okay. Oh, you're awake. Okay, good. Right. I have 4 minutes more, so I will just use the time to correct your mistakes. Wow. Okay, Tan Si Jian, this is your answer. Colin. Right. This is yours, right? Right, no comma, because the information. This part is irrelevant, right? This part is totally irrelevant. You're wasting your time. Colin is a professional accountant, irrelevant. Yeah, he's a professional accountant. He should know when he received non-public. Cannot do change of opinion. Oh, right. This part here is very bad. Your writing is very bad. Totally out. I mean, your English. He should know when. He should know when. I don't know what to say. Right. I mean, since you want to bring in the point, right? As a professional accountant, right? As a right, he should know that he cannot misuse material non-public information to benefit himself. Right, you can see the difference, right? As a professional accountant, right, he's a professional, right? He should know that he cannot misuse material non-public to benefit himself.